Okay, everybody, here we go. I'm going to do my take on the LA riots. I call them riots. I know that they're a protest, but I feel like they're riots. So, riot, protest, it's supposed to be a peaceful protest, but that's not a peaceful protest. Let's just be honest here. Okay, so with that, I live in LA and, I'm not cool with what's happening. I'm not. I'm all about protesting, but nope. But here's what I want to say. I want to give you, the lowdown if you don't know what is going on or if you don't understand why it's going on. And so I have Kim Iverson did a really great little take on it. So instead of me sort of trying to explain it out to you, she just did it in such a great way that I'm going to bring her up and let her explain it to you, and then we'll move on from there.
Well, you may have seen the protests and the insane images that are coming out of LA and what is happening. People are protesting ICE raids that started on Friday and they have not let up. So what started as small protests have quickly exploded into full-blown chaos. But what's important to think about isn't so much the protests and what's happening, but what the security state plans to do as a result of them. Okay, so what sparked these protests? ICE launched a wave of large-scale raids across LA, targeting mostly Latino neighborhoods and hitting places like Home Depot and a bunch of clothing warehouses in the Fashion District in downtown LA. This started on Friday, and on just the first day, they arrested 44 undocumented immigrants. By the end of the weekend, that number had jumped to 118. But on Friday, one of the people the police took into custody was David Huerta, a major labor union leader in California. Let me actually grab an image of this guy for you so you can actually see who we're talking about, because his arrest really is what lit the match here. So this is David Huerta. He is, like I said, a major labor union leader in California, and his arrest sparked these protests. Now, he's a U.S. citizen. His grandparents came here from Mexico to work the fields. His dad was a teamster. He spent decades fighting for workers and immigration rights. So why was he arrested? People want to know, right? Well, according to federal authorities, it wasn't about immigration status. They're claiming Huerta interfered with federal agents during one of the raids, that he blocked a federal vehicle while agents were executing a judicial warrant. He's now facing charges for impeding a federal officer, and he's sitting in the Metropolitan Detention Center in downtown LA waiting for arraignment. His arrest was the match that lit the fire.
Okay, that's very important information, because even for myself, I didn't understand what actually she said, lit the fire. And so again, you are 100% allowed to protest peacefully in this country. It's no doubt about that. But what you're not allowed to do is what's happening in downtown Los Angeles. I also want to let you know that I've lived here almost my whole life, except 10 years. Well, 4 years I lived in New Orleans, and there was Hurricane Katrina, which turned into complete total riots there as well, ripping apart, looting, the same. It's like I can see all of it over and over again. The same thing happened with Rodney King here in Los Angeles. They were trying to protest his beating, which they should on some level, and because we can get into all that story. But that being said, protest is important, but it turned into something else, and it just destroyed their own neighborhood. And then BLM got out of control, and then now we're dealing with this literally out of control. Okay, now I believe there are people who want to actually have a peaceful protest. There's no doubt about it. But then you have people come in and just destroyed what was supposed to be a protest about ICE going in and snatching people. Now, that being said, I also don't, it's not illegal what they did. That's part of our country. You're not supposed to be here illegally. And so they went in. Doesn't matter if you like it or not. That's why you protest. That's actually the law. You're not allowed to be here undocumented or illegal, whatever you want to call it. And they said they were going to start doing this. So there's that, which is really important. Now, I want to give you this guy's perspective, because I thought it was also really awesome.
This is also what's happening in LA. Clearly, Karen Bass in the city of Los Angeles does not have control of the city. And if they don't have control of the city, well, they can't help protect ICE and allow ICE to actually do their jobs. So yes, the National Guard, and it looks like even the Marines might need to come in and make sure ICE is protected and can continue to do their jobs. Because remember, what they said is they're not going to work with ICE. So ICE needs more help since the local government is not going to work with them. It's also wild to me how Democrats will try to blame Trump for the people that they govern rioting and choosing to destroy people's private property. That is not Trump's fault. That is people making conscious decisions. And the governments in California should be working with the federal government to hold these people accountable to the fullest extent of the law.
So that's a great, this guy's great because he just explained the local government here was not willing to protect the ICE agents. Doesn't matter if you like what they're doing or not. They are part of the government, part of the bigger picture. It is your job as law enforcement to protect the people who are doing their job. They said they were going to start doing this. Trump got voted into office. Doesn't matter if you like it or not, okay? So now he said he was going to do this. The government said they're, and now they're starting to do it. I mean, wow, really, people? Come on. This is like, it doesn't matter if you like our system or da-da-da. It's just so frustrating. It actually is very frustrating, okay? So people are going to get caught up in this whole sting with ICE 100%. People who might have been here for a long time participated. This is the scary part. You know, I do think there are some things. I'm a nuanced kind of person, and I do think some people are going to get swept up in this who probably shouldn't be swept up in this. But here's what happens when there's laws that are broken. And if you don't protect laws, then you have no society. You have something that happens, which is this, okay? And this keeps getting scarier and scarier. So Trump overrode the governor and the mayor, who I'm not fans of, by the way. I'm not sure if that was a good thing or a bad thing. I think now we see that it was probably a good thing, but some people think that escalated the riots, from the protests turned into riots because of that. But I'm not necessarily 100% on that. I think a lot of these people were going there to do exactly what they're doing today. And if you notice, a lot of them are wearing the Hamas outfit and Hamas armbands. So the whole thing is now turning into something bigger and not just about the immigration status. So I want to show you a couple of the gnarly videos of downtown.
They need it.
So there's looting number one, okay? And now this is what happens. It's not just about protests. Now they're destroying people's property, stealing, looting. They're going insane. They're not protesting anymore. They're just trying to cause chaos. That's what they're doing. They're not. Where's the protest? What happened to the protest? Now it's a fight with the police and the military, and there's gas things being thrown and all kinds of stuff. It's really like, come on, man. How is that protesting? I really want to know.
Let me get this straight. You're protesting in America to be here illegally, and you're waving the flag that you're from, but you refuse to go back to the country that you're from. And not only that, you're taking the American flag, throwing it on the ground and stepping on it. Then why are you here?
Literally, why are you here? I mean, you can't ask for that better. The dude just explained it all, okay? Like, why are you here? You're flying the Mexican flag. You're like protesting America, and I thought you wanted to be here. I thought you were pro-American. Like, what are you talking about? And then lighting the American flag on fire? In what other country would they be okay with that? When I lived in Mexico, can you imagine me going there, waving the American flag and flying the American flag and saying Mexico's disgusting and lighting the Mexican flag on fire? Do you actually think I would have been deported in 2 seconds? Also, I had to follow rules when I was there as an immigrant and an American who lived in that country. They are hardcore about other people living in their country. Just so you know, I have firsthand experience of it. So why is it okay for it to be like that there, but it's not okay to be like that here? They will go in your house and pull you out and send you back to America in a heartbeat. They would do that.
That's crazy. We gotta go. We gotta do it all day. Look in the cup vision.
It's literally chaos. It is total chaos happening there. It is not protesting anymore. Now they're looting, they're lighting shit on fire, they're burning Waymos, they're throwing bricks at cop cars from atop and above, and cops are getting hurt. And, hold on. Hold on. What's this one? Oh, check this out. This is actually funny. I had to put this, none of this is funny, but this is how disgusting these protesters are. It's actually insane. Also, I had a couple questions. This isn't the only video I'm going to do, and I have so much stuff I want to talk to you about, but I didn't want to make it like an hour-long video, so I have some other stuff. I'm going to make a couple parts to this because it just keeps getting worse. And I also wanted to show you this because I think it's really on some level just ironic. Let me show you first. That is a Telemundo truck. Oh my God. This is how absurd the whole thing. This is a Telemundo news. That's the Mexican news truck. And the pro-Mexicans are beating up their own news truck. That's why I'm telling you, the whole thing is just not about what they're trying to say that it's about. It's not. It is not. It is about something else. And also, why are you mad that they are arresting people who are illegal in this country? Because I can tell you that I have been looking at a lot of stuff, and I found a lot of Mexican Americans who are not a part of this. They're pissed off about it, and I'll do the next video on that. And you're going to see people who came from other countries and are disgusted by this stuff, and then the burning of the flag and flying the Mexican flag. It's not the only Mexican. I think there's some other Latino countries there, and also like they support ICE going in and detaining people and taking them back to their country. So if you come to this country illegally, you're taking a chance. You are actually it's like if I would just never do it. I know that people do it because of different reasons than me. I get it. I understand the whole structure of living in a country where nothing is happening for you and you have to sort of escape that country and try to make a better life. I completely understand that. And we have to figure out ways to help people, but we can't just let everybody into this country. Clearly it's not working. Okay. So now this is why this is happening, whether you like it or not. Now I wanted to show you this dude because I have to show you the other side because it's just funny. So watch what this person says.
Someone behind me threw a water bottle that got about fucking a quarter of the way to the police officers, and they started shooting right at us. They're looking for any fucking reason to hurt these people. It's disgusting. I'm having to move back more and more. My angle's getting worse and worse. They're starting to shoot in every direction. They're just kind of letting shots fly. They don't really give a fuck. I'm gonna make my way back over towards Highway 101. Hopefully it's not blocked off. Hopefully I can get over that direction. But the police officers have made an entire blockade around all of the federal buildings, except the courthouse for some reason. They're pushing people up towards the courthouse. So now the land around the courthouse is just gonna be fucked. Just because they couldn't stand to have their shit be fucked up. You guys can see the smoke. That's from the Waymo that was burning earlier. People were standing right next to that shit.
So this person is a complete moron, okay? A total moron. You see what someone threw a water bottle at the police and then they got shot at. How does the police know, first off, that was a water bottle? Secondly, what was in the water bottle could have been something explosive, okay? There are many levels to that. It's not so simple, buddy. And then, of course, they surrounded the federal building. And he's like, they don't want their own shit fucked up. What are you talking about? I don't want my shit downtown. I pay taxes. I don't want all those buildings. You have destroyed buildings. You have wrote all kinds of spray paint, destroyed small businesses, destroyed immigrants' businesses, destroyed so much stuff. The stuff you people are doing is destructive beyond belief. You're not doing anything good. Nothing. Zero. Okay? So I'm telling you, as a citizen of this country and as a resident of Los Angeles, I am not okay with what you're doing. And those police have to defend the people who are not doing that kind of stuff. So no, you're wrong. The police are going to shoot when they are shot at. They are not just randomly shooting people out. That is a total lie, and that is actually not legal for them. They're not doing it. Okay, so I hope you people don't believe when you see people like this. That's a 100% a lie. So I'm going to bring this up for the last one, because I think it's very, very important.
We are seeing with the mass deportations is humanizing attack on people with indigenous features and darker complexion. This attack is not only by ICE, but also by the media and some folks that are waving these flags to the
aren't getting deported because they're Latino or brown. That is an insane narrative to lie about so that you can play professional victim online and make a few extra dollars scaring people. People are getting deported because of their immigration status, not because of their race. That's why you never hear these influencers talk about the daily deportation flights going out to countries like China, India, countries in Africa, countries all over the world that aren't just Latino America. So this isn't a Latino American issue. This isn't a Latino issue. This isn't a race issue, when the only thing these people have in common is their immigration status, not their ethnicity, because Latino isn't a race. Latinos come in all races. To mention, who are you to strip Latinos of their ethnicity and culture just because they don't fit your definition of what a Latino is, which is indigenous and brown skin? Look at the president of Mexico. Look at Nayib Bukele. Latinos don't look one certain way. You're the only racist here trying to fit Latinos into a mold. While crying racism, you can't just cry racism anytime you want to deflect any type of responsibility. The reason this all started was because he tried to say that people were angry at the protesters for burning an American flag and flying a Mexican flag or foreign flag because of their skin color.
There you go. There you go. There you go. So, of course, they're making it racist. Of course, they saying the only people being deported are these types of people. That's not true. She just explained it to you right there. Again, everything always gets turned around, or the narrative gets put one way. No matter what you feel about our immigration, no matter what you feel about the way things here are being handled, what is happening in downtown Los Angeles is a riot. And it is not helping, and it's destroying our city, and it's disgusting, and it's destroying actual small businesses. I have a video that I'm going to bring up to you. I'm going to do another one where I just people in their own communities are pissed off because these are hardworking people who've now literally had their whole smashed in, looted. Like, what does that have to do with the protest? Why are you doing that? So, you know, gross, just horrible. And I know there's probably going to be some people out there who think this is totally okay and it's justified. Well, you're wrong. In my opinion, you're wrong. It's not okay and it's not justified. So with that, have a great rest of your day. Thanks so much for supporting the channel. Thanks for liking. Thanks for subscribing. I appreciate you very much for helping me grow this channel. And I hope you guys all have a great rest of your day.